Rehabilitation Unit.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Fry planting for Sunday morning. That's been when Leela walks in. You don't know this is Leela. I can't wear up for CVM. See tapping right here on CVM TV. Love and life.
Thanks for joining us for CVM News at noon. It's Friday, April 10, 2026. I'm Amoy Harriet. We begin with a CVM News follow-up on the tragic death of Ramonte Ranger at the Cornwall Regional Hospital. Clinical coordinator for the Western Regional Health Authority, Dr. Delroy Frey, says while he regrets the baby's passing and sympathizes with the family, based on what was documented, doctors did everything they could to save the baby. Now, we do apologize for the absence of the audio there. Dr. Frey, he says the team has met with the child's mother, Shandale Ballantyne, to update her on the procedures going forward, as they're now awaiting a post-mortem for a final diagnosis on the cause of death. He was speaking at a press briefing at the Cornwall Regional Hospital on Thursday. In the meantime, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton, who was also in attendance, has since called for a thorough investigation. In the meantime, the Jamaica Defence Force member charged with the murder of his girlfriend in Manchester has been remanded in custody. 27-year-old Damanis Tyrone Williamson was remanded when he appeared in the Manchester Parish Court earlier today. He is charged with the killing of his 29-year-old girlfriend, Tanzania Dunkley, in Three Chains, Manchester. Presiding Judge Anil Koti Guinness ordered that Williamson's fingerprints be taken and that he undergo a psychiatric evaluation. Reports said that about 3 p.m. last Friday, Williamson allegedly used a knife to slash Dunkley's throat. He later turned himself in at the Mandeville police station, where a video captured him asking police to shoot and kill him. He's set to return to court on May 20. And a probe is now underway into the viral video which shows Williamson turning himself into the police earlier this week after the killing of his girlfriend in Manchester. The video, which appears to have been recorded by a police officer, shows Williamson pleading to be shot and killed by police with what appeared to be a bloodied knife in his hand. Speaking Thursday at a sitting of the Manchester Municipal Corporation, head of the Manchester Police Superintendent Kerry Duncan said his team is still trying to uncover who recorded the video.
I want to also add my commendations to the team for the restraint that they exercise in making that arrest. Right? The video was taken. We are not sure at this point who took the video, but I can tell you it's a matter that is under investigation, because if we find that it is a member of our team, then it's a clear breach of our policy, and certainly we'll be taking some action where it is concerned.
Now, the former member of parliament who has been charged in relation to sexual offences involving a minor was granted a $300,000 bail when he appeared in court in Westmoreland. Reports said that the child's mother filed a complaint to the police that the politician allegedly molested her daughter in January. A report was made to Sissoko, resulting in the MP being arrested and charged. A man believed to be a key figure behind Tuesday's daylight killing of dancehall entertainer Jaggy D in Hopewell, Hanover, was shot and killed during a police operation. 30-year-old Romain Humphrey, otherwise called CJ, was fatally shot early Friday morning after reportedly opening fire on lawmen during an operation in Bamboo. Authorities say Humphrey was among those being sought in connection with the entertainer's murder, which investigators believe may have stemmed from a long-standing dispute. The Independent Commission of Investigations is now probing the incident. Meanwhile, a tragic incident in Negril has left a Canadian tourist dead after a fall from a plaza balcony. Police report that 59-year-old Cynthia Bedard of Montreal fell from the balcony of Sunshine Village Plaza in West End on Wednesday night. She was rushed to hospital in critical condition but later succumbed to her injuries. Authorities say investigations are ongoing, while the Canadian ambassador to Jamaica has since visited the location. This is not a 9-day wonder. We will be coming to remove your illegal signs and billboards. Mayor Andrew Swaby warned on Wednesday following a massive KSAMC operation in sections of the municipality. The mayor said the enforcement action will continue as authorities target unauthorized signage and urge property owners and businesses to comply with permitting rules to avoid further removals. Now, as the deadline of March 31 has passed, the mayor says all billboards and signages not applied for and approved by the KSAMC will be formally removed.
We have given out letters, we have talked to persons individually, we have talked to umbrella organizations about this, and we have even done ads on the radio, and we are in the enforcement mode now. What we are doing, we are taking down signs once they are publicly displayed, whether they are on private property or in plazas or on the roadside. We have been talking about this thing and persons didn't believe. This is the first day of many more days. We have gone to Mountain View Avenue and we have taken down the jet tour sign because it was refused, and we have told them that some months ago and they have it up there. We have gone to Lady Musgrave Road where there were signs actually on the sidewalk, and we have taken that down. We have gone another place on Lady Musgrave Road where that sign was in terms of safety. There's no way we could have allowed that one. And that one was not paid for, and we have taken that down. And we're on Mullines Road. We are doing this today. Today is the first day, and we are coming back out. We will be taking them down.
Now, amid continued increases in fuel prices, stakeholders in the petroleum retail sector are warning that both consumers and businesses are feeling the strain. President of the Jamaica Gasoline Retailers Association, Philip Chung, says the rising costs are having a direct impact on motorists, with many now paying significantly more to fill their tanks.
They've had a total increase of over $30 per litre from the conflict started somewhere in the end of February. And it's become increasingly hard within the industry and the industrial consumers, truck drivers and so on. They continue to bear the brunt of the increase.
We take a break now, but stay with us. More when we come back.
Is fast, easy, flexible, and costs less. Oh, entrepreneurs, let's go digital! The government of Jamaica and the European Union present Digital Jamaica Training Series. Learn how technology grows your business. Choose the right digital tools. Manage your staff, customers, and money digitally. Data security and privacy. Artificial intelligence. We'll be in every parish. Apply online. www.jbdc.net. Log on fast. Digital Jamaica. Powering connectivity for MSMEs.
internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winford Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Welcome back to News Now. Overseas, workers across Venezuela are staging large-scale demonstrations demanding higher wages and improved working conditions. Al Jazeera has more.
From teachers to public employees, protests are spreading across Caracas. Their message is simple: they cannot live on what they earn. Venezuela's official minimum wage remains at 130 bolivars. That's only 28 cents a month. Even with bonuses, income often reach around $100 to $150 monthly. Years of inflation have wiped out purchasing power. Many rely on side jobs, remittances, or informal work to survive. And now frustration is turning into action. Protesters are demanding wage increases and real economic change. On Thursday, hundreds of protesters marched towards the presidential palace. "Let's go to Miraflores," they shouted, pushing long-standing demands for higher pay. Riot police blocked their path and fired pepper and tear gas as they moved through central Caracas.
I am retired. We're asking for wages. We have gone almost 4 years without receiving a single cent, and now they come and spray us with pepper gas. How is that possible? Are there first and second class Venezuelans here?
Facing pressure, President Delcy Rodriguez announced a wage increase starting May 1st. She called it responsible, saying it will avoid fueling inflation.
Now, as of April 9, there are still 8 schools currently operating as shelters, housing 81 shelterees. Now, the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development has announced that all remaining Hurricane Melissa shelterees who are currently housed in school shelters will be placed in viable accommodations by May 8. However, the presence of shelterees at schools continues to raise safety concerns within the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, who recently raised concerns about inappropriate or sexual activity taking place in the presence of students, while the Ministry of Local Government as well as the Ministry of Education both responded saying they have not received evidence of this and have therefore denied the claims made by the JTA. But we're now joined by President of the JTA, Mark Malavo. Good afternoon, Mr. Malavo.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to your listeners as well.
First of all, both the Education Ministry as well as the Local Government Ministry have said they have not received any reports or evidence to suggest the claims you made on April 7. Your response to their comments?
We stand by the reports that we have gotten. These are reports. I mean, the JTA tends to be very close to our membership. From time to time, information will be passed on in the strictest of confidence. We maintain, in no uncertain terms, the credibility of these reports based on the fact that these reports are coming from the ground themselves.
When you said the ground themselves, are you in a position to share perhaps what school or schools, or perhaps whether you got those reports from teachers, parents, or students themselves?
Well, our critical stakeholder would be the teachers, and as well as administrators. What I can say is that we have gotten the reports from educators in particular within a particular geographic location in terms of the school itself. No, I will not indicate what the name of the school is. What I can, however, say is that the relevant body that is charged with responsibility to investigate things of this nature a formal report has been made to that relevant body, and whatever information that is at my disposal, I have passed on to the relevant body.
Okay, this incident aside, what are some other ways you've observed that, the presence of shelteries are affecting the students?
It undermines teaching and learning in a very simple way. Now, hear what is happening. in many of these, in a couple of these schools. When you have shelteries on the school compound, they are occupying legitimate classroom spaces. And on the other side, what you're seeing is that while they are occupying these spaces, our students and our teachers are intense, and are trying to engage in teaching and learning. We have seen videos, for example, that whenever the rain falls, those tents are unusable. And whenever the sun is shining, they are so hot that sometimes the teachers and the students cannot stay in those spaces. It undermines the duty of care that we have as educators. Schools are supposed to be spaces of safety where risk is significantly reduced and the interaction between adults and students is in a controlled space, particularly between teachers and students. Even when parents come on the compound, it is still a controlled space. Yeah, the presence of these individuals, notwithstanding the fact that yes, they have been displaced by the hurricane, significantly undermines the role and function of schools.
Mr. Malava, there have been efforts before to relocate the shelteries from the schools by the government. How confident are you that come May 8, these 81 shelteries in these 8 schools will be removed or relocated rather?
Well, here's where we are. We have always asked for a timeline as to when the shelteries have been out. We have asked for meetings to have discussions around this matter. We have written letters to local government. We have written letters to the Ministry of Education. We have written letters to ADPEN on this matter. So we have been very vociferous over a period with respect to shelteries and the need for them to move out. None. In terms of the letters, we have not gotten a formal response from local government in terms of the letter. We also copied that letter to the Ministry of Education, and we wrote a separate letter prior to that letter to Ministry of Education outlining our concerns with respect to these spaces. May 8 is the deadline that they have given. That is just around the corner. We hope and expect that they will honor that. If that is not done, then we are going to revisit the matter in no uncertain terms.
Going back to the comments you made on April 7, Mr. Malava, one of the concerns that both the Education Ministry, especially the Education Ministry, as well as Minister Desmond McKenzie raised was that you didn't formally make a report to them prior to your public comments. Are you able to clarify whether or not a report was actually made? And if not, why?
That is not entirely accurate. We would have been in meetings with the Ministry of Education, and we would have said to the Ministry of Education, not because you're not here, not because there are no formal reports, doesn't mean that certain activities are not taking place on the compound. Yeah. So in terms of the specificity of alleged sexual interaction, no, that was not made at that point in time, because at that point in time, we never came across that. We did not have that information yet at our disposal. I also would have had interaction with the Minister of Education. I would have said, we are picking up some things, Minister, and based on what we are picking up, if it is true, it violates, that's potential implication for the Child Care and Protection Act. So those things were said to the ministry.
What was the response at the time?
At that point in time, the minister's response was that these individuals must report the matter to the police. That was the minister's response at that point in time. Notwithstanding any of those things, yeah, we have always maintained that the shelteries on the compound presents a clear danger to safety. Yeah, and we have always asked that, notwithstanding all that is happening, when is it that we can legitimately expect that the shelteries would be out, and we indicate those things in our letter. to the Ministry of Local Government. We also indicated that we are available to meet. Yeah, we asked for a meeting. I particularly indicated to the Minister of Education at that point in time that we want to have a meeting to have to ventilate the matter. In our letter, we indicated that we are open to dialogue on the matter. Those letters were not responded to. None at all. The substantive issue for us has to do with the presence of shelteries on the compound, and when is it that the schools can truly return to what their core to their core function. That has always been the substantive issue for us, and we maintain that to this point.
So we have almost a month until this deadline that the ministry has put forward to relocate the shelteries. What can school administrators do over the next couple of weeks to ensure student safety? You have 10 seconds, Mr.